Hi-de-ho, YouTubers. I'm sure most of you remember back in February of 2011, Texas had a deep freeze, and the whole state went without power for some people several weeks, I believe. So it wasn't a pretty time. But one thing I remember about that time was a woman on the local news, and she was lamenting, just crying about how the local water company had put out a boil order because they couldn't treat water properly without electricity, and they wanted everybody to boil their water before they drank it. Well, this woman was having a fit because she couldn't figure out how she was going to boil water without electricity. So this is going to be the intro to every video. I'm going to do a series of videos, a playlist on how to boil water without electricity. And hopefully I can bring you a dozen different ways over the next couple of weeks to do that and accomplish that task. So here we go. So this is our number one way of boiling water without electricity. A good old gas stove that the politicians don't want you to have. This one does have an electric igniter on it. Can you hear that ticking? It lights the flame, but it lights just fine without one. Try that again. Okay. So let me put my tinfoil hat on here for just a minute, folks. There is such a thing as a gas smart meter, but they aren't very prevalent in the U.S. I tried to look it up. Nobody's keeping track of how many houses are hooked up with one. Of course, electric smart meters are getting pretty common, and apparently 73% of American households have an electric smart meter on them. And the advantage for a power company to have a smart meter is that if you don't pay, or if they need to do rolling blackouts, they don't have to send somebody out to switch anything over. Someone can sit at a keyboard in a cubicle and taka, your power's off. Alright, so why would they want, let me light this back up again. Why would they want to keep people from having gas stoves other than climate change? Right? Well, if you have an electric stove, taka, there's more control over you. I told you I was going to have my tinfoil hat on. Remember the sickness we had recently? And talking heads were on TV all over the place talking about new ways to force people to get a certain medical procedure done. And a lot of people were thrown out of their jobs. A lot of military people were drummed out of the military, our veterans. And I think they were even, dishonorable discharges, right? So here we go. I'll take my tinfoil hat off. Just think that if you have an electric stove right now, it is much easier to control you. You can't cook anything, you can't boil water, you can't even heat your house very well. I'm feeling the warmth off of this now. Alright, so I have a pot here. Let me get my phone and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. Put the flame in first, dummy. And there it's lit. Alright. I'm going to take it up as high as I can get it without the igniter firing. If I can get my lips to work. Alright, clock, stopwatch. Okay, here it is. See if you can see it. And we'll push start. Okay, in each of these videos, I'm going to try and see how long it takes, pot was already hot, to boil water with each of these methods. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. We're at a high altitude, and you guys can see the yellow flame. It's not a nice blue flame like that. And I got the air vents open on each burner as wide as I can get them, and we still can't, because you still can't get a blue flame at high amounts because of the altitude. So we have a 320 gallon propane tank out in the yard, and because it's about, I'm going to guess about 65 or 70% full right now, we got enough of this stuff to last for at least a year. Talk about self-control. Alright, I'm going to turn this up. And we'll see how long we go. Okay, you guys, we've come to a full rolling boil. And let's see if I can get over here out of the steam on my phone. 4 minutes and 8 seconds. So that's how long it took to boil a bottle of water on my propane gas stove without any electricity. I'm going to try and bring you about a dozen different ways of boiling water without electricity. And some of them are going to be a little outside the box, but maybe some of them can be useful hints for you to have available in case the grid goes down. Of course, we're off grid here, so we're going to have electricity. Alright, we'll get through this, and I'll see you next time.